One of the crazier things that happened last night during the Thursday Night Massacre is there was a Twitter Spaces going on. So this is a place where a bunch of people can join and they can talk things out. Interestingly, because Elon Musk has no idea what he's doing at Twitter, people who had been banned that night were still able to go onto the Spaces because the code is just madness right now. So they're banned, they can't post, but they can go on the Spaces. So anyway, he decides to go into the Spaces and fields questions. It's technically plural, a couple of questions before he stormed out in a huff. Take a look at this.
You're suggesting that we're sharing your address, which is not true. And you're suggesting that we're posting. We never. I never posted your address.
You posted a link to the address.
We posted a link. We in the course of reporting about Elon Jet, we posted links to Elon Jet, which are now not online and now banned on Twitter. And Twitter also, of course, marks even the Instagram and Mastodon accounts of Elon Jet as harmful. Using, we have to acknowledge, using the same exact link blocking technique that you have criticized as part of the Hunter Biden New York Post story in 2020. So what is different? Here and there.
No more acceptable for me. It's no more acceptable for me, for you than it is for me. It's the same thing. So anyway.
So it's unacceptable what you're doing?
No, what you dox, you get suspended. End of story. That's it.
Oh, I think Elon has left.
And he had, and again, they pointed out how it wasn't doxing. You cannot say where he specifically is based on either of his two different excuses he's come up with. And so he just left. He just left, and then the Spaces left. That space and all Spaces had some big mysterious bug last night that shut them down. They eventually came back on, I guess. The whole thing, again, super suspicious, not convincing. Look, he tried one of his other tactics too. So he tried to win people over in the Spaces. He couldn't defend what he was doing, and so he fled. So he decided to do what he normally does, which is do a Twitter poll, which, as we all know, is the most reputable sort of poll. So he posted, unsuspend accounts who doxed my exact location in real time, which is, again, effectively a push poll. They didn't do that. But unfortunately, unsuspend them now won. Okay, so he did what you'd expect, accepted the results. No, wait, sorry, no. He posted, sorry, too many options, we'll redo poll. So there were too many options, so I guess they sort of did a runoff, I suppose. And then he again lost in the 2-person poll. But you'll notice he didn't follow it. Now, I'm not saying there's not a hypothetical world where he wouldn't have followed it, i.e. in any other result having won, he would have followed it and said that that was the people speaking. Well, the people spoke, or the bot spoke, or whatever happens on a Twitter poll.
Something spoke.
And he didn't accept it, obviously. He's a laughing stock. To your point about him and Trump, they're alike in a lot of different ways, but one of the big ones, I think, that is their downfall is they have no ability to tell what information they're providing to people. When they act, when they speak, they can't tell how much they're transparently projecting about their wants, their desires, their fears, their insecurities. We as thinking people can see all of it. Everybody understands Elon Musk's psychology, but him, like Trump, they don't know.
Yeah, because people can't see outside their own perspective. So, I mean, again, that Spaces conversation was embarrassing because the guy says, should you and I have the same standard? And Elon Musk says yes, and he's like, well, then you should be banned, right? He's gotta go. Okay, and then he burns the whole Spaces thing up. And he's like, okay, we're not doing Spaces anymore. Like, well, we can all see you, Elon.
It's not super clear what happened with the Spaces, but they did go down. We don't know for sure.
Oh,
that
by the way, fan, it might not be that he got embarrassed. Him running from the building is clear, right? That part is Elon has left the building and taken his sanity along with it, right? In terms of whether Spaces being not working afterwards is related or not, we're not sure about that. One, we're the fairest show in America. Two, also because there's tons of glitches on Twitter now.
Yeah.
Glitches that I'd never seen before. Like I went to go retweet something and the retweet option wasn't there. I've never seen that before. And you know what I think is happening? Remember, he fired like 2/3 of the staff. Eventually, things stop working when there aren't any workers. That's kind of what happens. So genius businessman can't do the basics of running a business.
Yeah.
So look, to him running is incredible and cowardly, and it was hilarious to see. But the polls, so we all knew the polls were fake from day one. First of all, they make no sense. One, they're on Twitter, they're not scientific polls. Two, they're on his account. When I do a poll on my account, I'm asking my audience and all of my haters. Okay, that's the subset of people who follow me, right? So the subset of people who follow Elon Musk are tons and tons of Nazi fans. Okay, so yeah, I know there's regular people in there too. Of course, it's a giant following, but generally his audience is massively right-wing, right? And here I'm gonna come back around again, fairest show in America, and say, hey, the right wing, I've actually seen a mixed reaction. I think he partly lost that poll because a lot of the right wing were like, we're banning people now based on the fact that we don't like them. I'm gonna vote no, right? So because all of his polls are like 98% right wing. So that it makes the poll more absurd. But even so, we knew that if he ever lost a poll, he would never do it. They were always fake, okay? And he proved it spectacularly in this case. But by the way, the other part of the right wing is doing what John said earlier in the show. They're like, yeah, it's not that we don't have principles. It's just you guys did it first. So we're allowed to ban anyone we like because we don't like them, okay? Free speech is inconvenient and we hate it because you guys violated it first. Yeah, whatever gets you through the night, brother.
I know you are, but what am I kind of situations? I mean, the man he's fragile. He really is. Poor little Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's not a principle if you did it first is all that it takes for you to dispense with it. It was convenient, I guess. It was like a shawl that you put on. It wasn't a principle at that point. By the way, I want to run.
By the way, no one did it first. Like it wasn't like Jack Dorsey, who was running Twitter before, or the other random CEO in the middle, were like, you know what? Some right wingers hurt our feelings, so we're gonna ban them. No, they had general principles, terms of service, and you might not agree with those. You might say, oh, I want to be able to despise and bully people who are trans. And they didn't let me do that. And the Nazis who were banned earlier, oh, I despise Jews and I think they should be killed. Oh, Twitter didn't let me do that. Yeah. But there was a policy and they implemented the policy. There wasn't one person going, he hurt my feelings, ban him. Yep. I mean, right now, you know who's running Twitter? Joffrey Baratheon.
Yeah, really fast, just because it's fairly directly tied to this. One right winger who is attempting to differentiate themselves from the others, and by the way, it might be that the poll shows that a lot of right wingers did not agree with him. Based on the replies that I've gotten, they all accept they were gonna murder his kid in 5 minutes. He had to do it. Like that is a very common sentiment. But one of the two journalists reporting on the Twitter files, Barry Weiss, tweeted, "The old regime at Twitter governed by its own whims and biases, and it sure looks like the new regime has the same problem. I oppose it in both cases, and I think those journalists who are reporting on a story of public importance should be reinstated." So she is saying that they should be reinstated, so that's good, that's better than the vast majority of right wingers, but she is also doing what many of them is doing, which is pretending that what Elon Musk did is what happened under Twitter before Elon Musk, which is laughable. It should be below anyone who tries to brand themselves as an intellectual. And the idea that you would differentiate yourself from the other Elon Musk acolytes and then still both sides of the thing is despicable, but I guess it's better than some.
Definitely that Trump is good people on both sides.
That's what it feels like.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And right before we got on air, I think there was a story about how Elon Musk is now lashing out at Barry Weiss.
Oh, really? I didn't see that in time.
And that's because he can't even take a half agreement.
No.
That hurts his feelings way too much. By the way, Ben Shapiro, the guy who claims that facts don't care about your feelings, now defending Elon Musk's feelings, and then weirdly getting credit for it, because he did the same thing as Barry Weiss, where he was like, now this is a serious national security issue, and God damn it, you guys did it first, I mean, but maybe we shouldn't have banned everybody. Okay, no, mealy mouth BS, no cookies for you, okay? Grow some principles and then we'll have a conversation. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.